So in First Peter, chapter 4, 7 through 11, as we just read, as you go through this, the first thing he says, the end of all things is at hand. And really what he's saying is we're living in the time period where the end could be at any time. This is a reality in Scripture that Jesus could come back at any moment. The end of things as we know it could happen at any moment. And then he says this. So here's what you need to do. In light of everything we've talked about, all these spiritual sacrifices and everything going on, here's what you need to focus on. He says, be therefore sober. Could one of you, I know this is, send Austin and Jack the link to chapel, please? Um, he says to be sober. And we've talked about this word sober before. Sober is to be of a ready mind, of a steady mind. It is to have a mind that is set and is focused and is grounded on what needs to be done. So be sober minded. We think of the word sober as in somebody that doesn't drink, somebody that doesn't smoke, somebody that doesn't chew, somebody that doesn't do all these things. But really, sober minded means to have a ready and a controlled mind. Okay. So he says, be sober. And then he says this, watch unto prayer. Now, this is such an important aspect, and it really hasn't come up in the book yet. But we need to have a strong prayer life. He says, watch unto prayer. When you see the word watch in the New Testament, a lot of times it has the idea behind it of a waiting. I'm waiting and I'm watching. And he says, watch and be guarded in prayer. But here's really where the sum of our spiritual sacrifices comes in here in verse 8. He says, and above all things. Now, that's a statement that when you see it in Scripture, should tell you something. This is a big deal. So, and above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves.